Yeah! Y'all know it is the highest host, Adam Ill, right here chilling out. Hey, studio. Shout out to Andrew in the building. Shout out to all y'all tuning in, too. Y'all could be anywhere in the world doing whatever you want, and you're here right with me right now. We're going to make it happen. It's been a fucking crazy week. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of things coming up. But that's not important right now. If you want to hear the day-to-day, you could go to the social media, follow that shit, the Getting High With. You already know it because you're here right now. Unless you just stumbled upon this channel right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, because I think we're streaming live on Twitch. I got a longtime friend, a guy I've been throwing events with for, it's been half a decade, I think over half a decade now. We'll get into it, but my boy Tim Brown, Mr. Secret Sesh, out here. Chilling out. How you feeling today?
Feeling fantastic, man. Excited to hang out with you.
I think this is the first time, I feel like I've known you for way too long to not have you come on any of my shows.
I did some short little things with you on your live show, but nothing like podcast or anything like that.
Because I remember when we first started hanging out, and back in the Headroom Gallery days, the secret little hash bar that we were at, that you were manager. I started doing my show there. You were really not a camera person or interview person. You didn't really like to talk to anybody, and then throughout the years, all of a sudden you're on these panels now. You're speaking at these seminars about events and how to throw events and getting put up in front of hundreds of people to talk. I'm like, damn, is that really Tim?
My hands are getting sweaty.
Speaking about shit, how is that feeling now? Because from the first time I met you to now, I feel like you've matured a whole lot. You've gained a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, I still definitely dislike it. I'm uncomfortable now, to be completely honest. My hands are sweaty.
Well, you stream every day. What you mean? You talk in front of people.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a little different on Twitch. It's a little more intimate, I interact with them very closely, and I get to know them a little more. But with being on stage and being on these seminars, there's no interaction. It's just me speaking to a few hundred people, and it's
and them taking notes on what you're talking. Because I've been in those situations too. I can be on a stage in front of 1,000 people, talk to them, whatever, turn them up, be comfortable like it's nothing. But then when I sit in a small room with less than 50 people, and they're paying attention to what I'm saying, because it's like a seminar or some shit. It's like a totally different vibe. And you're like, yo, definitely. I can't be like, let's turn it up, let's go. It's like, well, so the next thing I did, you gotta be real serious.
It almost feels like they're judging your words a little more heavily. So it's just a little more pressure, definitely.
Well, it's just us now and a couple of our close friends in the building. I know you're straight. I know John is in here with reading some comments, so if anyone says anything, we could ask him. But I just want to know about Tim Brown, because I know a lot of people know you as Secret Sesh. I know we've all had a road. Like I say all the time, there's two things that are guaranteed in life: is you're born and then you die. And then whatever you do in between is what you make of it. And we've all had our obstacles. We all do our own things. There's turns we take that we shouldn't have. There's directions that we excel at. So, where are you from originally, though? Where do people know that, too?
I don't know. I've never really, I'm behind the scenes guy. I don't right now, again, I'm just like, oh man, we're about to go in.
We go in it. We're going to find out too. Because I remember, weren't you I'm going to get into it, but you were like a star quarterback at high school or some shit?
That's definitely reaching. Very reaching. I played football, but I don't know if star anything should be mentioned.
You're humble. I get it, bro. It's cool.
No, that's just reality. That's just reality.
You didn't start? You didn't start as quarterback?
I did. Yeah.
What? You started quarterback. Why are you selling yourself short, Tim?
Definitely. No, you said star. There's a difference.
If you're starting, you're the star. If you're who was the star on the team? When people went to the...
I would say our running back core was definitely the star of the team.
And who initiated those plays to the running back?
I definitely handed them the ball very well.
I know there's a team. You got the quarterback, you got the line, you got the running back, but
I appreciate it.
You're the captain, Tim.
But it was fun. High school was definitely fun. Did some football stuff.
Were you a good student?
I did school a little differently than most people. I played sports during football season, and I did the normal public school. But when it wasn't sports and football season, I did homeschooling at OFL. So I didn't do school all year long. I spent half the school year in public school, and I spent half the school year selling weed and doing packets at OFL.
What's OFL? Is that like a
opportunities for learning? It's like it's a homeschooling. You know, it's
okay. I thought OFL was like a little NFL fucking school that you go to. You're like, oh, when it was football season, I was at school. When it wasn't football, I was at OFL studying football.
No.
Out here throwing touchdowns and getting running backs. Is the running back a star now? Did he play professional or?
No one from our school. Definitely not.
Yeah. Where was it? Where'd you go?
Cleveland High School.
What? 818.
Say it backwards.
That's
baby.
right.
Definitely.
I think my high school beat your high school a couple times too. But.
Probably often.
I don't think anyone came out of Cleveland.
I would say zero.
Yeah,
I would say
I don't think they were.
Fun time though. I had a good time.
So you were selling weed in high school already?
Yeah. I started selling weed like the first. I smoked weed. Decided I'm not paying for this. Started selling weed.
That's right.
Next week.
Smart. How old were you? What was the first age?
13.
And at 13, you're like.
I was like, we're not buying this. This is a joke.
But you enjoyed it. You're like.
I loved it.
Who got you high?
Couldn't tell you a name.
Was it like a friend, a family member?
It was a friend. We were actually, I know exactly where we were. It was behind my grandmother's house. There's an alley. It was an alley where like everyone from the middle school, if you had like a disagreement, you were going to fight.
That's the alley.
This is the alley.
Behind your grandma's house.
It was a block away from the school. It was the first alley.
So you were involved with all the fucking
I remember
drama.
sitting on top of the fence, looking down the fight, kid passing me some weed.
What?
It's a good time.
While the fight, you're like.
Yeah, we were watching. Dude, that's why. And what do I do now? UFC and smoking weed.
Smoking weed. I know you be
Full
doing.
circle.
Well, we're gonna get to that because so you're in your yard. You're like up 3:00. Fools are about to fight. Let me go watch this shit.
I don't know if it was a regular occurrence, but whenever it did happen, it was in the back area in the alley. Yeah.
And you had no hesitation when they passed you the weed. You're just like, fuck it.
I think it was kind of a peer pressure thing. I'm like, hey man, if I don't hit this, am I gonna be the next one in the fight?
Big alley brawls. Let's go. So you just hit it, just okay, no.
I don't even remember if I got high that first time. You know, I definitely hit it just to hit it. But I know that I liked the social aspect of it. It was a social thing to do. We weren't just getting high to get high. I think it was more of a let's. It was
a community. It was like a big group thing back then. Now like the culture totally changed, and we're gonna talk about that because. Transitioning from the most legendary events that you curated, that we conceptualized the Secret Sesh, and what it is now is just so crazy. So here you are in high school. You're slinging weed now, right? You started at 13. That's like middle school, right?
Yeah,
13 is middle or junior high, middle school,
something like that.
And then you start smoking weed in middle school. Then you hit high school. Were you athletic your whole life? How did you get involved in football? Were you?
I never played football. Being younger, I played hockey since I was since I could walk.
Hockey's kind of like football on skates.
Yeah, it's a physical sport. So I think that was an easy
a little bit
transition.
more fast paced.
Yeah, it was an easy transition being at a physical sport, but always been athletic. Always been into I think more competitive than athletic.
You like to win.
I just want to be the best. I don't care what it is. It could be a video game. It could be, are we going to race? Are we counting to 100 the fastest? Like, I'm going to beat you.
I like that. It's good. I have that fucking...
It's fun.
Yeah.
Keep showing your
talk
toes.
shit. Like, even though you know you're not good, you just talk shit just to make it fun. Like, let's go.
Bring it.
What?
I can't shoot again.
Chess? Let's run it.
Like, let's go.
What? Dominoes? Well, dominoes,
you're going to win.
I'm pretty confident in my domino skills, and I'll challenge anybody who wants to play. I got bones in the car if you're down. But, yeah, I remember because we used to, like, have races, like foot races, and do, like, stupid
definitely.
competitive little games. Because the first time I met you, let me let some people, I don't know if people know this shit, but the first time I met Tim, what started our little whole relationship is there was this hash lounge in the Valley. And they used to do these secret comedy. They used to do comedy nights. It was just like a secret little back room. No, if you knew, you knew kind of vibe. It was like a little secret door to get there. It was in like a regular shop, and it's just like the movies you see. Just like any speakeasy you see, it's like
literally like a movie.
It's just like there's a regular business in front, and then you go turn around the corner, and then like look at this display, and you just push this display a certain way. A door opens. And
it's
you're
honestly
like, what the
coolest thing in the world.
You just walk down this hallway, and then beyond these curtains is just a fucking lounge of people just smoking and chilling and hanging out and living life. It was just fucking great. So what they started doing was comedy nights, and they had crazy comedians though. Like Anthony Jeselnik was there, Leslie Jones was in there, fucking Gallagher pulled up. There were so many crazy like headliners that would come there because it was just a crazy vibe. We would just be smoking and watching comedians.
No, it was a great time, and I got to hang out and smoke with Leslie on a regular basis there. She was a regular there.
She was
I was a worker, and she's a major actor now.
Yeah, she's like
amazing.
she's an A-list now. Yeah, it was crazy because I remember you used to just come and hang out, and then you ended up getting employed.
Yes,
there.
exactly.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's
how I've always gotten my jobs.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh, look, it's cannabis community. Oh, look, that's cannabis community. He has a shitload of followers." when that shit was rare, but it's we were doing that shit. We're doing that shit. I know there's some questions at Twitch. I'm gonna get to it. And then that's when I started bringing my podcast to that studio, and then
you started shooting it there, which was amazing.
We started hanging out. We started fucking vibing, talking about shit. We had things in common. We both loved getting high. It was like a great foundation to build a friendship. And then we just started working together, and things happen with places, and they don't last. And that thing that you build kind of just disappears. But you build friendships out of it. And then Tim and I were hanging out, and Tim was like, "Why don't we just do it on our own and fucking just create it?" We have all our friends, and I think the first event that you coordinated and got everyone involved was it was at a glassblower studio, and it was just like we had like 3 or 4 tables that just had some weed.
Yeah,
and it was like a couple people.
Super small. I think there was 12 people at the first one. It was at Jamie Kravitz's fucking glass studio. Shout out that dude for letting me do it there. It was tiny, It
was like a 20 by 20.
No, I'm talking like essentially a garage.
Yeah, it's like tiny.
And I cleaned it all up that day because it was a fucking wreck. So I literally swept that place, moved it around so 10 people could hang out and sit comfortably, and let people know, hey, this is our new spot. We're hanging out, and it worked. Like people showed up and wanted to hang out because back then there just wasn't a place to hang out beside your house.
Yeah. Or the park, or back then it wasn't as free as it is now. Like,
correct.
You kind of still had to walk a couple blocks away from Main Street. Now people just smoke in restaurant fucking patios.
Yeah, Adam.
So we start the first one. We're like, yo, people showed up. People liked it. We're hanging out. And then eventually it's just like it evolves. Like 15 people turn into 30 people. 30 people turn into 60.
Yeah.
And like we're like, yo, we need some different spaces. And then we're like, start finding venues, and it's like, well, what do we tell people? Yeah, we're having like a fucking a smoking event, and we're gonna have like 300 people show up and like 15 tables of product, and we're just gonna hang out. And at first the Secret Sesh, it was email list. You had to get on the list. You had to respond in time. It was like a certain amount of people can only come. You had to pay to get in. It was like super exclusive. No one really knew about it unless you were a real smoker. And the brands that would come were fucking, now they're fucking award-winning.
There's some massive brands.
Yeah, just to name a few, like Moxie, Guild, Nature's Lab,
Lift Tickets,
Nameless.
Just so many awesome
the
people.
brands keep going and going, and I feel bad because I'm not going to say a couple, and they're going to be mad at me.
People, though.
But it just started evolving, and the email list got big. It started getting even more packed. People just started kind of making it more than what it was. So we just had to evolve and go with it. And from being a private close event, we found a venue. This is like maybe within the first year. This is the venue within. You can cough, bro. Don't be scared. We got a live studio audience here. We're smoking. It's fine. It's real life. We had to find venues, and then we find a venue that's good enough to hold a couple, like 2,000 people, and have room for enough vendors that want to come. And this is like, before weed was legal. This is kind of like, it's on the legal side medically, Prop 215, and there were still kind of things that you could do to make these events work.
Well, in like Prop 215, we were as legal as it could possibly be with Secret Sesh. There was definitely other people just throwing events. But the way I did it is...
we're going to get into that.
No, we formed right away, I formed a cooperative corporation under Prop 215 in California.
It was like a legal dispensary.
And I still have the paperwork. We have, I think, 4,500 members signed up to our collective. with their doctor's recommendation, their ID. They signed
all valid,
just like you would go to a dispensary. We were a dispensary for 3 or 4 years.
We were just a mobile, like a mobile pop, like a part.
We were just a 1 day a week dispensary. That's
curated brands.
Exactly.
We would pick who we wanted, and it just, all of a sudden people start. So it was great. It was a great time. We had celebrities pull up all the time. Brands wanted to be involved. People were shooting music videos there. People wanted to just be a part of the scene. And what happens when, you're out here creating something amazing that a lot of people want to be involved, you have other people that are like, oh, well, I can do that shit too. Let me do it my way. And it's fucking awesome. That's what America's for. It's fucking, it's free. It's capital. That's why we're here.
But it definitely made, when that first started happening, that pissed me off. I didn't know how to handle it.
But there's right ways and wrong ways to do things, though. Like, a lot of these things were created out of spite. They weren't like, oh, well, you guys are in L.A. I'm going to do one in San Bernardino, and maybe we could work together because, SoCal is big, and we could, work with all these brands and be family and keep the community. But what happens is you get egos that get involved, and people think that, they're better than you, or people act a certain way to not be welcomed at events. Because, with every bar, every restaurant, every place you go to, people get 86. And it's just,
definitely.
It's sometimes people act a certain way, and you're like, yo, we don't like that behavior. You did some shit. We can't have you here anymore. And some people take it real personal and don't know how to act. And other people are like, all right, I get it. Whatever. I fucked up. But what happens is a lot of things start getting created that are trying to copy and throw shade instead of working together. And it just created a lot of tension within the community, which I think kind of started fucking up people's relationships and turning this community, because like I say all the time, the community has turned into an industry, but now I feel like it's a circus because there's so many clowns involved.
That's a good analogy. It's a good analogy.
You got all these fucking culture vultures that are just making it a circus. But all these events, which is great.
I appreciate that there's a million other events because it shows why Secret Sesh is the best event, because we do things just at a different level. It's our attention to detail, the staff that we have, the people we work with, our vendors, it's always a step above, and I'm 5 years ahead of everyone else. I'm not thinking about our next event. That's already planned. That's done.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about 5 years from now.
I think the Secret Sesh is the first kind of traditional market event that has transitioned into being a compliant event and being able to do everything legally.
I think there's a couple other, but I definitely think that we're one of few that decided to do it. A lot of people went and there's 2 licenses you need to throw it. A lot of people went and got their first one and started throwing, Prop 215 events, but put a little license tag on their Instagram and pretending that it's legal. And we decided to stop all of our weekly events in 2018 and just go completely compliant. And it's been a road. It's been a road, man.
And we're going to talk about that. But before we get into all that, I want to ask a couple questions because I know we got a couple questions from the Twitch audience that we didn't get to earlier. So I'm going to do this. I used to do my show live, but it gets crazy when you stream shows live and you got comments to read and there's all sorts of shit happening.
When I stream, it's fucking nuts. It's literally like I'm playing Apex and I'm just looking over like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
Gas,
trying to keep the... You got those questions ready?
I do.
All right, what we got?
I feel like the stream may have disconnected for a little bit, but I think it's still working. But I have a few questions. First one was, how did your parents feel about you being a stoner?
Okay, that's weird.
You're asking Tim?
Yes.
How do your parents feel about you being a stoner?
I don't really have a relationship with my parents, so I don't really know how they feel about me being a stoner, to be completely honest with you.
What?
I don't have an answer for that one.
Second question would there be a Secret Sesh coming to the Bay Area anytime soon?
That's a good one.
Sure.
Definitely sometime soon. This year, probably unlikely. I would say 2021, 2022, something like that.
We used to do Secret Sessions in NorCal. Was it every week? What's a month?
I did them every week for 6 months.
Oh, damn, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Big flights.
Another one was
You need a block.
why no longer events on Sundays? It's a great question. Break that down.
Because it's illegal. You cannot do them in LA right now. So it's just impossible for us to do.
Yeah, I think you kind of spoke about how we'll get into all that. Yeah.
Best and worst experience of the Sunday sessions.
Gee.
Worst experience is that they're no longer going on. The best experience, probably our toy drives. I would say that's been the best.
Those were good. Those were good.
Yeah, the toy drives are awesome.
That would be it.
All right. Shout out to Twitch and their live questions. That's crazy, the live questions. So I want to go back a little bit. Is that okay? What do you mean you don't have a relationship with your parents? Like, how long has that been? Or because you said you grew up, your grandma's house was down the street. Were you always with your grandma?
Yeah, my grandma raised me.
Okay.
And yeah, I definitely like went to my father's house and visited on like the weekends when I was younger, but not just wasn't a stable presence. But my mother was in my life till about 15, and then she moved to Texas, and haven't talked to her since then.
Jeez.
A little bit of a time, yeah, a little bit of a gap.
Is that okay? That's just.
No, I'm super comfortable with it. Yeah, I mean it's something that I've had to grow with as an adult, and
Do you think that's why weed was became such a heavy part? Because it was kind of like a happy place?
I think definitely helped a little bit, but I think it's more so like I think weed gave it could have been sports too, like just something to connect to and build a bond with, people in either football, sports, hockey, or weed, whatever it is. It was just something to build a community vibe with.
And you took that community because the Secret Sesh, man, that shit is. I remember you were saying a little earlier how, when all these other events started popping up, you just kind of didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it kind of, it was just immaturity. I think it was, I didn't want to lose what I've built, and I felt threatened when I saw other people doing the same thing I was doing. And it took
cut
me
and paste.
Yeah, it just took me a while to realize that that's a good thing. That they think that they should copy me, and that by them copying, it's a step behind, because I'm not just doing the same thing over and over and over again. It evolves, exactly. And it's shown as I'm one of few that got the license, that stuck with it, and are here.
It's still going.
Yeah, exactly. We're still going strong. We got 2 events on the map this year, and it's plenty more to come.
So, Secret Sesh starts in a garage. How old are you when the Secret Sesh starts? Like when you started throwing it?
Like I'm 28 now, so like 7 years, 21.
So 21, you're like, yo, I got this vision. I'm gonna fucking create this thing, and it blows up. Now, how long was it running for the 215 days? Like, what was it, like 4 or 5 years?
I think it was going on 5 years.
Every Sunday.
Yeah, every single Sunday.
5 years.
So roughly 40 to 50 events a year for 5 years.
Sheesh.
Give or take a few,
Mother's Days or holidays.
Honestly, we ran a lot of holidays. Sometimes it just didn't work. But there was a 6-month period where every Saturday we were also throwing ones in the Bay Area. So I was flying to the Bay Saturday, flying back Sunday to LA.
And then, you also expanded, too. You did a couple other states, not only in California.
Correct. Yeah, we've done Colorado, which was super fun. And then we did Michigan a bunch, which is some of my favorite events, though, out there.
Michigan?
Yeah,
what was like, the moment when you're at the session, you're like, yo, this is it? Like, because I know you collabed with other events. I've known you had crazy celebrities pull up. Like, what was it when you're like, yo, we created something crazy?
I think that's something that just recently happened, because I've never really enjoyed it. I've never really sat and was like, this is fucking awesome, because I've always just been like, hey, what the hell are we doing next? How are we gonna what's next? Because I'm terrified of it disappearing, and I just want more. So I think the first time I really enjoyed it was June 1st, 2019, when the fireworks went off. I think that was the first time, because I was crying, so I think that was the first time that I really, really enjoyed what was built over the last 7 years.
And that was the first compliant Secret Sesh that you did.
Yeah.
It wasn't even one of the ones in the 4 years, because, you've had, Ray Shremmerd, fucking,
Action Bronson.
Action Bronson, Lil Debbie, fucking David Faustino, Dizzy Rascal, like Be Real. There's so many people that would come. I mean, Daz and Corrupt performed a couple times. I mean, we've had so many crazy moments that happened at the Sesh, and for
album release parties, videos being shot there, it's
content being created.
I wish I would have enjoyed it and soaked it in a little bit more, but that moment on June was pretty awesome.
You know what else I give Secret Sesh a lot of credit for is creating a business for a lot of people, because there was a lot of attendees that would come, and they would just come as regular attendees. They would be in the front asking for like free trim and fucking cheering and paying to get in. And now I see some of these attendees that own companies and are making a living off branding themselves or creating a brand and distributing it, even transitioning from the traditional market to the compliant market, which is crazy to see. And that's I think one of the greatest things I've seen is other people succeed from an event, that you be able to create a community of people, because that's what it usually was bringing like-minded individuals together. We all had a passion for cannabis, but there's more to life than just cannabis.
Definitely.
And here's a place where we could all buy amazing weed directly from the farmer or the grower or the extractor, and build relationships. I've seen people get jobs with brands. I've seen people create brands, and it's just crazy to see the success that so many people have made from networking at the event.
I think if you wanted to build a career in cannabis and you were at a Secret Sesh, you could have nothing would have been easier to facilitate.
Yeah.
It was a melting pot of cannabis careers. I've seen lives changed at this event. That I've seen friendships made. I've seen people that are married.
Yep,
I've seen babies. I've seen fucking babies made from relationships from my event.
Damn, that's crazy.
Insane. That's insane.
I've seen a lot of relationships.
It's nuts, man. It was something special that happened, that even if it stopped today and there was never another Secret Sesh, no one will ever take away the fact that it changed thousands of people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's been written about, it's been featured. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So now I want to talk about, because you got one coming up June 6th in the summer.
Yes.
Summertime sesh. We do summer winners. They're kind of fun, kind of exciting.
It's a little.
Yeah, we get the hot, we get the heat, we get the cold. We get to experience seasons out here in SoCal. Not a lot of us get to experience the season, so it's a good time to fucking do it. So you got one coming up. What advice? Because I know there's people that are always trying to throw events. Now people are saying cannabis. They want to do something in cannabis. They don't know what it is. I'm sure some people get inspired coming to these events, thinking they could create events. What is something that you would tell? What would you tell 21-year-old Tim throwing the Secret Sesh?
Whew. That's tough. That's a tough question. Yeah, I'd probably you sure you want to do this, kid? Because it's gonna be a long road. It's tough to do it in today's world. To just jump in if you were fresh faced and had nothing going on in cannabis, I wouldn't suggest trying to throw an event. I think I would do what I did when I was 17 and I wanted to work in weed. You go work for free, and an internship, you find some company that you love, that you think has a good mission, good people there, and show your value. I worked 6 months for free to get my first break in cannabis, and it wasn't the only time that I worked for free. I worked for free a couple years after that, and every time I got an amazing job, because they knew if I didn't get picked up by them, someone's going to walk in that store and see me and grab me. And that's the number one suggestion I could do, is just go work. Go show your value. I think that's the key.
Yes, that's what I say. Take the first job that's given to you in whatever industry it is, and like you said, just be passionate about it and network too. It's
that's the key.
It's all about you being able to do what you do. That's great, but now it's who knows you, not who you know. It's who knows you, because they're the ones that could take you there. Because we all know a lot of people, but can they really help you? No, it's the people that know who you are that can. And like you said, they knew your value, and they knew if they didn't.
Then someone else will.
Then, I'm a free agent, buddy. Who's signing me?
You make your value literally scream at people, and it's okay to work for free. People are, I'm too good for this. I need $50 an hour. I need $20. No, you don't, bro. You don't need shit. Go work for free, and people will pay you. It's strange. I see it all the time, and it's happened. People, my best staff started for free. And they've worked their way up to where I can't pay them enough money for their value.
Value, yep.
I literally can't.
And that's how it is.
It's facts.
That's what I always say. Like when I tell people, like, yo, first post free.
Hey. Exactly, man.
First post free, and then after that we'll talk. And I also like have passion for what you're doing though, because if you don't have passion, then it's just gonna be work. Like you were passionate about this event. You were passionate about
I enjoy it.
Putting it together. You were
time.
so passionate. You were just like focused on the future to make sure it still lasts. You weren't like, yo, I'm just gonna do this. This is gonna be a temporary thing. Like this is a forever thing.
No, definitely. And at this point, man, the last 2 years, it's definitely it's a forever thing. At this point, we're committed to the journey.
Hey, look, I went into a new dispensary yesterday, right? I was in Orange County. I just like to pop into random shops sometimes and, check out the vibe. I like to get custodied every now and then,
Okay.
I need to feel that personal experience because I want to know what people like. People are like, oh, you get all your weed for free, or you don't know what it's like, da-da-da. No, I buy weed too. I'll go into a dispensary and vibe out, talk to the bud tenders, buy some weed. So I went in yesterday to one of these brand new shops and, I just was talking to my bud tender, and then one of the other ladies like, oh, are you the dude from the Secret Sesh? I'm like, what? We out here. You already know, June 6th, the next one, pull up.
Love it.
But it's just crazy because you've created an event where people recognize. Like, I know even Two Tone, who's in the building, kind of got some shit. Everyone was shout out Two Tone. I remember that became a thing. He kind of made a t-shirt called Shout Out Two Tone and was selling them. It wasn't really t-shirts, but he was out here doing Shout Out Two Tones. Branding yourself, G. That's what it is. Don't be shy now, Two Tone. You're always talking. This fool out here. So now you got the Secret Sesh. And you're on seminars. Like, what would you tell people about doing events? Because you went from the traditional market, which is just, find a venue, get some people to pull up, and we're cool. But now with the compliant market, you got to get people involved. You got.
I would say contact my consulting service because it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
What are some obstacles that you occurred that you didn't think were going to happen? That
hiring the sheriffs, fire marshals being on my ass on a regular basis, dealing with
wait,
stuff.
hold on. Hiring you have to hire the sheriffs to be at your event?
Yeah, we have.
Isn't it in their jurisdiction? Don't they just like, yo, you're in my area, so I'll just come and pull up. We're already getting paid?
Nah, they're getting paid a lot of money.
What? See?
Overtime.
I don't think people put that in their budget when they think, like, oh, yeah, police will be there. It's fucking... No, you better hire all these. You want... How many people you got? 40,000? All right, we need at least 1,000 officers.
It's definitely... the police definitely drive up that cost. Definitely. And then venues are tough. You have to get city council to approve your venue. That's why we're forced out into further locations away from Los Angeles. We're into smaller cities. We're thankful for cities like Adelanto that allow us to be there, and other cities that are in talks with us to bring our event there.
It's so lame too, man. Like, I want to talk about that for a second because a lot of people are like, how come you don't do your event in LA, or how come you're so far? Well, just so you guys know, you can't have events like this in LA. You gotta, like you said, being a compliant brand, you gotta talk with the city, make sure the jurisdiction is cool with it. And a lot of cities don't want that shit. They want to make money more money than you off of it, off the taxes.
Well, it's not that. It's like, so what I've sat with a bunch of city councils now, and what I've got from them is they don't want to lose their seat on city council. And why they would lose their seat, bringing a cannabis festival to their city, is it could be a public nuisance to their constituents. In their eyes, bringing 10,000 cannabis smokers to their city could be, complaints can come. And until I prove that.
Don't you think, I feel like cannabis has been normalized enough now where it's on regular mainstream TV, music, movies, where, I think people enjoy it now when it comes, there's there's a cannabis cafe in West Hollywood that the line was 4 hours for 4 years. Or for the first fucking 4 weeks.
There are certain places like West Hollywood that those city council members are okay with it because they know they're not going to get voted out for being cannabis friendly. It doesn't take much to lose your seat in city council, so they want
especially
to
in a city like LA that's so competitive.
And it's just going to take a lot to make that happen.
I don't think so many people in Adelanto are trying to get on a seat in Adelanto.
Well, Adelanto is a very they don't have a lot of resources, so them bringing in any tax revenue is amazing for them, and the city realizes that, and they understand that they need that money.
The mayor,
LA doesn't necessarily think they need it. You know, even though they do, you know, there's massive debt, but they prefer storefront dispensaries over an event just because it's cleaner. It's a cleaner look.
But what about all these like fucking beer fests that they do that bring in all these fucking drunks that cause chaos and fights? Like, if we could do the same shit with cannabis, no fights, be a lot cleaner. I think a lot more people who consume cannabis are more eco-friendly than alcohol consumers.
If I had enough money, I think I could definitely. I think I can make it happen, but I don't have the funding of a Budweiser or any of those massive.
This is what we need to do, Tim.
So
this is what we need to do. We got all these fucking investors throwing money at brands that are just tanking. I see brands that are like 110 million in debt, a fucking $90 million down the drain, and I was like, yo, where the fuck did their money go? Like, if they focused, if we fucking lobbied some laws to have events in the city of LA with that much money, I'm sure events could start happening. So we should start talking to these fucking venture capitalists and these fucking investors like, yo, you really want to change the game and make money? You fucking
I don't think
change the law, and then you get a percentage of all events in your fucking jurisdiction.
I don't think they want to change the game. I think they're gonna bleed people out until they own the market. I think that's the strategy that people aren't realizing that's in play. They're okay losing tens of millions of dollars. They can afford to, and it's not bothering them one bit that their stock is plummeting. I promise you, it's not bothering them. They're comfortable losing money because they're gonna own the market. Once the small guys don't have the money to keep playing, because they have the money to keep playing.
I'm even talking about these big brands, like these big.
No, I know they're $100 million in debt, $200 million in debt. That's okay. They're fine. Uber hasn't made $1.
Supposedly.
No, they haven't. They lose money every year, tens of millions of dollars. It's a strategy that these people with billions of dollars implore. They just want to own market share. It's about buying market share. It might cost them $10 billion to own the market. They're okay with that.
Long term.
It's a 20-year plan. We're not even thinking. This is where I know Secret Sesh will be here because I'm fucking 20 years over here. And these people aren't thinking about the long-term plan. They're thinking, these people are losing money. They're going to be gone. They're not going to be gone. These massive corporations, they're not going nowhere.
Well, let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen in 20 years, but losing $110 million to me, that's like
that would I couldn't handle that.
Give me $110 million. I'll help you.
Give me one. Shit. Give me one. Shit.
I've helped a couple brands with less than that.
Shit, man.
Dude, how are we doing on Twitch? We got. Are they still chilling?
Yeah, the stream crashed, but it's back up, and people are back in.
Hi, welcome back.
Everybody is saying, yo.
What up?
We're Cho, Tim Brown right here at PotCast, hanging out, Secret Sesh.
PotCast. Is that the name of the show I'm on? Love
that. The OG podcast.
OG
I started this back in like 2009,
no, I remember
bro.
that. I remember it.
And then
I remember watching some episodes.
Yeah. I did it for like 4 consecutive years.
Triple OG.
And then like shit just kind of happened,
yep.
And then it's relaunched as the Getting High With show, which that's when I started coming to the Headroom Gallery where we met, and then
now it's back to
that's when I started doing it, and then Be Real TV picked me up, and I did 3 years over there of the Getting High With show, kind of just elevated it a little bit, and then did a couple shows with a couple networks, and then things happened. I said fuck it, they supplied a studio. Andrew's very gracious.
This is amazing too.
And said, yo, I got this studio space because I have all the podcast equipment, but just to set it up every time because I don't have a studio space.
Oh, but look at this though, man.
Yeah, to set it up and then upload it and distribute it. I was like, I just fucking don't want to do that. So Andrew's like, yo, I got the facility, I got the distribution. Just bring your show here. I was like, fool, I'll bring back the OG podcast. Now there's like 200 podcasts out there.
Really?
When I started, it was just one. There were 2 weed shows. One was a podcast, and now it's fucking. Everybody has a weed show.
That's nuts.
That's great,
nuts.
though.
You know how that goes, though. You start something good. And
hey, man, we've experienced it with the events. And like you said, at first, you're just kind of like, what the fuck? How come no one's original? And then you're like, yo, it's cool. They got the recipe, but they're not the chef.
Yeah.
Like, you can give anyone the recipe, but not everyone will know how to cook it.
No, definitely.
You can get in the kitchen with the wrist and whip it and create something great.
There could have been a million other people in my shoes, and Secret Sesh could have flopped.
Yeah.
So it definitely is
I think the thing that irked me the most about like the other people doing events were they would come to our events and like take notes and then like headhunt for vendors and shit. Yep. And then try to throw the same exact thing and not be creative or anything. Just kind of just do that. And I was like, yo, I don't mind you doing it. Just don't come and try to do it on your own.
I feel like that comes down then. See, like, I felt like
that was in the beginning. But
I
then
felt
I
like
got
that in the
over it.
beginning, but now I feel like it's that comes down to our job to provide a better event, so our vendor can't be headhunted.
Yeah, or at least just provide enough knowledge for people because all the
educate people.
Yeah, like not all opportunities are great.
Facts.
And you got to see, where what might happen. Like everything has consequences,
No, definitely.
And sometimes
it's a learning experience too.
Sometimes people get too excited and just run into things without thinking. And
I'm sure people that did some of these events, probably now, I'm sure some of them were like, damn, I could have done that a better way. I know for sure that is, I've had conversations with a few of them and it's a learning thing. We were younger, I've been doing this for 7 years now. I've been working in the cannabis industry for 11 years now. So I was a kid.
Yeah, weren't you like bud tender of the year, like in 2010 or some shit?
I didn't even know that was an award.
Oh, it sounds good.
I didn't even know that was a
star
thing.
Quarterback, award-winning bud tender. Yeah, weren't you like right out of high school managing a dispensary?
Yeah, I lied about my age. I started working at 17.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was 18, I was getting paid. And then I think like 19, I was running the store. And it's cool because I hang out like with family, like the gentlemen who hired me, Joe and Joey, still hang out with them on a regular basis. And they're not even in the cannabis industry anymore. Like they're completely out of it.
Or what are they doing, like apps now?
No, like one is back working they're both working normal jobs again. Like the dispensary got closed. Like there's literally not even in the industry
They
anymore.
weren't thinking 20 years ahead.
They were not.
They were just.
They were not. You got to think ahead. It's the downfall of most brands.
I feel like if you're an entrepreneur or you just live you're your own boss, I think you wake up with anxiety and you panic, just like.
I go to sleep in a panic. I wake up in a panic.
I'm just like
on Twitch in a panic. I'm panicking right now. If you see my hands, I'm just playing with this shit. Fucking panicking.
It's just real life.
I'm in a panic.
Like you're saying, like you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. No. So just to have not all your eggs in one basket and kind of just spread them out and have a couple ways to fall back on is a great thing for people. And I feel like you've been doing that because I see you always posting stock quotes and facts, and then out here doing live streaming and doing events and creating brands.
Yeah, no, it's so I started social media because the dispensary I worked at got raided and I needed to pay my phone bill. I was like, I'm gonna start Instagram. I'm gonna pay my phone bill, and it's just. Now I want to.
And was that cannabis community?
Yeah, that was.
How did you grow that? You grew that like it was like 8 years ago, and you were at like 100K.
Yeah.
And back then it was like.
No, it was nuts.
That's like 1 million followers now.
Yeah, no, it was pretty nuts. We started selling stickers and T-shirts and posters and stuff. Yeah, we were just one of the first weed accounts, so it was new, it was fresh, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I know you experienced the deleting a couple times.
Oh, a lot of times. Shit. I think I've been deleted on that account probably 15 times. But I fortunately have communications with some people, and they're able to as long as I'm able to provide information that it's me, they generally give it back. As long as I didn't do something crazy like show my dick or something.
Right.
And I don't think anything else than that,
I think there's
could have,
Hey, that's probably the only thing he read in the terms of service, bro. Just like
you can't violate those COS. It's probably in there, dude.
This ain't chatterbait, fool.
I love it.
So you created that, and did you feel that page might have helped with the Secret Sesh too of people understanding, knowing it?
I mean, I used that page to fill the event, so that was the key. That was the key to
social. That's how it was. A social media marketing, nothing
100%.
else.
No, 100% Instagram,
and it was effective, like a motherfucker.
Yeah, no, Instagram changed my life.
How do you feel about Instagram now and people and how they changed everything and just keep adding shit? And
I mean, it's like my event. My event wasn't the same 7 years ago, so I mean, if it was the same platform today, I'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Good for them. They're worth $200 billion right now.
Sheesh.
So
They're never going
Zuckerberg.
away. What's your favorite streaming app, or what's your favorite social media app, or what?
Now Twitch, 100%.
When did you get on Twitch? All of a sudden, you're just like.
I tried it like a year ago. Didn't really commit. Started again like a month and a half. Went like ape shit on it. And been streaming like twice a day, all day. And it's just cool. It's very intimate. Like I get to interact with people and make friends because I don't go out much. I stay inside, so I get to interact a little bit more with these people on Twitch.
So what is like a basic day for Tim? Like what's like a regular
boring.
Tim Brown day? You said, so you wake up and stream, or do you wait?
Yeah, I mean it just depends on how much work is in the morning, but I usually wake up fairly early. It's been a little bit later now. I've been waking up like 7, 8.
What? That's early, fool.
I like to wake up like 6. That's like ideal.
Sheesh.
And if I don't have anything to do, I'm definitely just getting stoned out of my fucking mind and gaming. But I try to get our meetings, phone calls, emails out of the way for the first few hours. I don't have to throw events every single week now, so my workload is definitely a little bit lower. We have a couple of marketing consultant things that we do, but it's usually within the first like 1 to 3 hours, I have everything for my day done, unless there's a later meeting, which I generally don't like to do. So we've just been like the last 30 days, I've been streaming like 5 to 8 hours a day.
What?
Like a psycho.
And is you get paid off Twitch? Is there money?
You can, but I mean, I'm not really doing it to necessarily get paid. It's more of a marketing tool for me. And it's just, I play games all the time anyway, so
why not?
It's an experience for me that I enjoy because I get to connect with these people and build relationships and networks. Like I've met,
I believe it,
people that love trading stocks, and I talk to him more than most people. Like I talk to him more than Two-Tone right now about stocks and shit because I'm trying to learn from this guy. Like, so just that's one connection that I've made off of Twitch, and it's a good
Twitch
time.
chat is going off right now.
Yeah, no, I remember like when I was into video games, like every day it was Xbox Live, and I would be playing with listeners from my podcast.
Exactly.
And then like we would meet each other at like cups or events.
Super fun. It's so cool.
But now it's like it's changed because now it's visual and you can talk to fools, and it's like way different than like a little fucking
one of
Globmaster XXOOO.
The first event in June, one of our I played games with him on PlayStation. He flew out from I think Washington to come to the event. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I was like, oh, it's my PlayStation friend. I was so hyped on him.
Real life meeting.
Shout out to Leo.
What's your favorite way to consume cannabis?
Ooh, dabs, live rosin. Give it to me.
What? You got some? I think I got some. There's some here.
I do. Yeah, we have some. We do.
I got the Connect right here. You
have a Connect and a giant.
I got the Connect and a bomb, bro. We do things different here. This, I could have a super heady rig with like a fucking banger with a little ball in there and fucking Q-tips or glob mops or whatever. Take off the lid, load the bowl. Yeah, you can take the whole thing out, detach the battery, load the bowl.
It's loaded.
It's loaded, cover it.
All right.
Press the button twice.
Press it twice.
It'll activate. When it stops blinking, you can hit it. What I like to do is hold it down just like a lighter and just fucking keep it going.
When it stops blinking, I'm good to go.
Yeah. And then
rules, huh?
I also like to just press it while it's going too to keep the nail hot or the heating element hot. It's not a nail anymore. I'm so old. And then you press, there you go. Big rips.
Twitch chat is asking about the lounge, the Twitch lounge at Secret Sesh.
Ooh.
There's a Twitch lounge at Secret Sesh? Wait, what? Are we there exclusive shit right here? What are we doing?
They're asking about it.
What's going on? We gonna play video games live at?
So I'm working on it with a few live streamers that I've met on the platform. My plan is to build, because we do a general admission lounge, we do a VIP lounge, but I want to do a Twitch subscribers lounge. So if you're subscribed to our channel, you're going to get access to this lounge. You get a special wristband.
It's already free, right? To get into the Secret Sesh.
Yeah, 100% free.
Free event. You don't have to pay unless you want to be VIP. You get some perks.
Yeah.
But if you're on Twitch, it's free with benefits.
Yeah, well, Twitch to subscribe, it is $5 a month.
But once you're a subscriber?
Once you're a subscriber, you'll have access to this lounge, and this lounge will have live video games going on. There'll be different gaming consoles. I'm working on getting some PC setups in there so people can game, and we're gonna have some live streaming going on from Twitch content creators. Haven't narrowed down exactly the people we're gonna have, but I've been just in chat with a few of them. So I'm excited. Yeah, it'd be a nice.
We'll have some
backwood
backwood rosin.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, if I'm there, we smoking. Why you guys shaking your head?
Backwood rosin.
That shit is delicious.
So awful.
Have you tried some?
We know what, we can try some maybe on the stream when you come on. I'll try some with you.
Okay. I'll go make some. I'll go make a good batch. When am I coming on the stream? Does that mean I have to play video games?
No. There's Twitch. One of the most viewed channels is just chatting. Oops, it's just chatting. So
just
there's
hanging out.
Yeah, you're not even playing games.
So I could just be having a Twitch right here, just hanging out with fools, and just like have a little screen with comments and just talk to them and have. What? I think I have a Twitch account. Where's my phone at?
That's most of my stream. I like just taking dabs with people, hanging out, having conversations. It's just a good time.
Let me see this shit. Where's my Twitch at? Twitch.
You don't hit it?
I think I have a name on Twitch.
What's your Twitch?
Twitch right here. I don't think it's Adam Hill. I tried it. Someone had it. It's not. It's probably like It's highest host.
Ooh, there we go.
What? The highest host. I have 0 followers and 0. What?
I need that. I need that.
You're not just two-tone. You're two-tone TV.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's the same.
People
What?
are talking about Two-Tone gifting all the subs.
All of them. He has, I think, 211.
You got 200 subscribers.
Someone said, Two-Tone gifts all the subs. You might be lucky. I think he gifted me one too.
Hey.
Shout out to Two-Tone.
Twitch is messed up. You see subs falling from the ceiling?
I can't hear you. Here,
Two tones in your chat.
say it again.
You see subs falling from the ceiling? 2 tones in your chat.
Subs. Is that like a logo?
Subscription. Subs are subscription.
Oh, I'm thinking like subwoofers, like speakers just coming down. Subs or like sub sandwiches. It just says subs.
I love it. I love it. That'd be good too.
It's just subs.
I need a fucking.
I'd take a sub sandwich right about now.
Get hip on this Twitch lingo.
Yeah, it's.
I feel like a boomer.
Yeah,
It's an
I
awesome
keep
platform.
saying emojis. It's not emojis. It's emotes. And I'm
Emotes.
trying to transition. It's hard.
I feel like a boomer. Ha ha ha. So you doing Twitch? What's your Twitch handle?
Secret
Or
Sesh
name?
Tim.
Secret Sesh Tim.
Mhm.
And your IG?
Same thing.
Secret Sesh Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I see you post a lot of like motivational, business-oriented posts.
Yeah.
Little quotes, little like numbers. You got into stock. I see you into stock now.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the motivational stuff just it's honestly it's selfish. It's mostly for me, just to keep myself, focused, on track, reading good stuff, staying positive. The fact that people love it and enjoy it, super cool. I'm glad that it's helping some other people too. But it's super selfish. I post it so I make sure I see it and read it.
I want to remember it.
I just want to see it.
It's like my live journal.
It's like I'm big on like affirmations. If you come into my house during festival season, you'll see just handwritten signs all over my house, like "I am powerful, Secret Sesh will succeed," and all kinds. Like Two-Tone laughs his ass off when he comes through my house. It's fucking hilarious.
I see it. He has his thoughts. He just wants to remember. It's a moment. Secret Sesh will succeed.
And then like the stock stuff is cool because I wish I would have started doing it when I was younger. Because it's just the amount of money that you can really make work for you is awesome. So stocks are super cool. I definitely think everyone should start investing in some stocks.
Let's do it. You'll be my stockbroker.
I don't want to do that, but I think people should do research. Invest your money. You're wasting your money if it's just sitting somewhere as cash. You're just wasting it, and it should be invested.
I see you trying to make eye contact. I see you. What's your favorite strain? Do you have a go-to?
No. Fuck. People ask me this all the time. I think for like dabs, I guess it would be GMO. And then like I just like OG.
Like fucking sweaty
I just
feet in a
want
locker
like a piney OG if I'm gonna smoke like flower. I think that's my best. I just haven't had any good OG dabs, to be honest.
What? I
Like
think
live
OG's
rosin.
better as a flower
I think so,
than
too.
a dab.
I think it tastes weird as like a rosin.
I think
Doesn't taste like.
hardcore
was a great
hardcore's not
BHO.
really an OG though. But
Yeah.
hardcore OG is not really an OG strain. That's why it's delicious.
But it's fire.
great. Yeah.
But it's fire.
Yeah, it's
I don't
great.
care.
There's a
what
lot
it
of great
is.
flavors. I don't know how everyone is on this fucking GMO hype. Like,
It's not even the taste for me. It's the.
it's very powerful. It
It's the
fucks me
effect.
up. But
like the flour that the rosin's being pressed from is like 33% THC. Like that's insane.
what else is there?
Yeah.
Is there any more live Twitch questions?
An Adam and Tim obstacle race? ?
He would get smoked. I had
What?
the fastest time on that thing until I injured my finger. It would not check the video. It's not even gonna be close. It's not
You
even
just
gonna
got
be
you just got the long stride on your legs. That's it.
You can start naming things, but it's just
But I got that quickness.
I'm going to win.
We'll do it. You want to do a 100-yard dash outside?
100-yard. I thought it was an obstacle course.
Well, I'm just saying right
I don't
now.
know how
there's
much
no obstacle
pure
course right now.
speed I have.
People when you race them?
What? Push them? I never push anybody.
Ooh.
People
In your
just
life?
Ever?
no. I just protect my
I know that
path.
there are people who
Tone is, I don't know if you can hear him because he's not on the mic, but he's trying to say I push people when I race, which is not true. People just tend to fall when they race me. Sometimes they're behind me and they
strong
fall.
energy around them.
Sometimes they try to run and I just protect myself and it looks like I push.
I'm
But
gonna, I'm gonna need like a 5-foot gap next to him. if I
yeah,
run.
we'll do it. We'll do it. Or yeah, we'll make it happen. If it's
I got called out on the obstacle
Arms
course, and I definitely smoked the dude. That's all I know.
sorry, you can't win your own prize though.
I was trying to.
I'm gonna win that shit.
It was
back.
$1,000 cash prize. I'm definitely trying to win my own prize.
Secret Sesh. How can people find more information for the Secret Sesh coming up?
secretsesh.com. It's the easiest place to find it. It has all the info needed. You can get tickets there. You can see who is a sponsor, what you can do, what you can't do. And then you can check us out on social media on Instagram, Secret Sesh LA.
Secret Sesh LA. Secret Sesh Tim in the building.
What up?
It's crazy to see what has happened in the past fucking almost decade that we've known each other, from hanging out in the back room, a secret hash lounge, to now being one of the biggest cannabis events in the world. So it's great to have you here. I learned a lot, Tim. I didn't think I learned. I've known you for years, and I learned a lot more in this past 40 minutes than I did.
I'm sure a lot of people did. I don't tell anybody anything.
What? And there was so much more we could talk about, but the music is the music is up. So
I love it.
That means it's time to go, because this is a radio show, and we are in a slot. Shout out to Andrew. Appreciate you. Thank you, Tim Brown, for coming through.
Appreciate you, man.
Mr. Secret Sesh in
Thank
the
you, brother.
building. June 6th, the next sesh. Make sure you pull up. There'll be a lot of exciting things. You already know. Adam Mill, the highest host. Appreciate all y'all. Shout out to Chucky out here making it happen. The live studio audience. Shout out to all your people in Twitch that we're watching. Everyone on YouTube, podcast, whatever you're doing, I appreciate your time. Let's go. Next week, new show. Yeah, let's go. Don't forget, all the shows are on YouTube also. I don't know how y'all are listening or watching, but you can watch them on YouTube. Listen to them on the Hayes Radio app. Also Spotify, iTunes, wherever podcasts are. We're everywhere. Yeah? Is that right, Andrew? That's right. All right, let's go get higher.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah.
Bye.
Later.